alien mothership is coming here.
Belief is reincarnation is about learning and growth.
So I came across this countdown of the worst virus.
Our children say somebody's watching.
I've been seeing this guy who created a computer on Minecraft, which further solidifies the fact that we very well could be in a matrix.
This is a computer that I have built in Minecraft, and 6 months ago, I would have never anticipated how massive of an undertaking this would have been to complete. But 6 months later, this computer is reaching the final stages of its construction. So far, I have programmed the Fibonacci sequence to run on this computer. However, I want to take this much further. This isn't just a simple calculator. This is a full computer, fully programmable with machine code and soon assembly. The data registers are 32 bits. The RAM can store 256 lines of code that is stored in the 2 kilobytes of RAM. The CPU has 16 registers, a multiplication accelerator, and a division and modulo accelerator. All of this runs on vanilla Minecraft. Mods are only used to increase the performance of my computer that is running this monstrosity.
I don't mean to make waves, but this guy is pretty genius.
I've been asking to speak to you now for 2 years, to talk to you, to tell you that I'm also a super genius like yourself.
I've been seeing this guy who created a computer on Minecraft, which further
Man, that is crazy. I didn't even know that you could do that with Minecraft Vanilla. I mean, you can do it with any IDE, so why can't it be done in a game? It makes sense, but what exactly are you trying to prove? I mean, why can't you just run the Fibonacci? I mean, yeah, you're a super genius. You proved it. Hey, you're a guy that built a computer in a game and then had that computer talk to the computer of the physical life. Oh my God. And then soon, what happens? Like, you add other beings into the Minecraft world and then you're the creator of their world and then they start... Sorry. Is this what happened? Never mind. Now, welcome back, goons. You're watching Explore the Weird. Hey, don't worry. Right now, it's only doing Fibonacci sequence, and then eventually it'll run out of memory, and they can't tell you the next number. And then what? Now you need another computer in order to keep improving the computer that now you built on Minecraft. But it's like, why even do that when you know the supercomputer? Interesting. In some Minecraft world, it is needed, but currently in my world, this feels like a waste of time. Hey, there's better things to do. But at least you figured it out. At least now we know. And the other thing I was thinking, if it's not Fibonacci sequence, it's just displaying of numbers. Like, dude, what? Do you need to build a supercomputer to display that? Stop it now. Sorry. A little bit of a longer form reaction. I got more creepy, weird, strange For You page content. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain.
I dare you to talk about the most wholesome animal you know. Hold on, let me see if I can find something real quick. That is the most wholesome animal on the planet. Manatees are plus-sized vegans that can pack thousands of pounds. But because their teeth are way in the back of their mouth, manatees are physically incapable of any form of violence. There's never been a recorded case of manatees attacking other animals or people. In fact, alligators, a literal prehistoric snare trap, will give manatees the right of way if they swim near each other. This one took it a step further by using one as a pool tube. But since manatees are allergic to any kind of conflict, he let it slide. The manatee's closest relative is the elephant, and also aardvarks and the hyrax. And since manatees used to live on land, they still have fingernails. In fact, they have full-on hands. And now you see how the mermaid thing started. Manatees are so chill that the only reason it's illegal to touch one isn't to protect people from it, but to protect it from people. Since they're naturally curious and friendly towards people, they're literally too unproblematic for their own good. God bless this water blimp.
Leave the sea cows alone. Why? Oh, man, Christopher Columbus, when he came over, he said he did a mermaid, and I'm like, bro, you may not have done a mermaid, may have been a manatee, or maybe there was, you don't know, or maybe Christopher Columbus wouldn't even come over on a ship, and it was some kind of UAP craft of their times. You don't know. They just found pillars in the pyramid, so anything's plausible now. And then you find out that there were no ships, it was all air. Sorry, I'm already spiraling. It's not.
Idea that a alien mothership is coming here and is going to arrive in 2027. Like, this is no joke. A full-on blue beam level narrative that's getting spun within the UFO community, and it's almost getting spun like they're trying to counter it it's super weird. But summarize it as like literally the disclosure community is coming to the like mainstream political disclosure that not only are aliens.
It literally, what? Why? Dude, I've literally watched this video like 3 times thinking like I had an audio issue. The guy literally ends the video right here. I don't even know. I don't even know if it's the guy or it's the channel that did this. Why? I'm not going to watch the other parts. I feel like I already know all the things. The aliens are in the water and they're coming out and they've openly told us and no one cares. Yeah, no one cares.
Respect starts with subtraction. Think about it. The people who drained you, the ones who disrespected you, the ones that made you question your worth, they're still taking up space inside your mind. And most of it, to be fair, still living in you, still stealing your energy. The people who love you, who show up for you, who would do anything for you to get the leftovers. And it's not even your fault. Your brain is wired for it. It's a survival mechanism. It holds onto what hurt. It replaces what went wrong. It makes the most recent insult feel like the most important thing in the world. But you know, some people are only still here because you never told them to leave. Respect doesn't come from begging to be treated better. It comes the second you decide they don't get access to you anymore. You cut them off mentally, emotionally, energetically, and when they're gone, the people who actually matter will finally have room to exist in your world again. And that is exactly how you get respect. In the moment you finally start respecting yourself.
Thank you, Goons. Thank you for giving me the respect that I deserve because I truly feel welcomed in this community. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for watching also. I appreciate you. Man, this is crazy. And like, what do you do with the people that don't respect you? Like, you just write them off and just say like, they're saying the mean things because they don't care about you? Yeah, and then there's a lot of mean people in the comments. Let me tell you, like, I'll watch videos that aren't even religious or political, or I'll openly say I'm not here to push any political or religious agenda. And there are people in the comments that find ways that, like, they're like, oh no, Teddy, you're a hypocrite. You're this, you're that. I'm like, bro, you're not a goon. Hey, the goons respect me. If you're having problems with this channel, you're not a goon. Sorry, just turned into something else, but I 100% feel appreciated. Thank you for the respect that you show me. Wait, so the last one is just like a spider. What was the first one? I didn't see anything. What was the first one? Let me see. The first one, right here, they pointed like just a little above that hairline. It looks like a coffee mug or something. Is that supposed to be like a person under the bed or something? I don't see it. I don't see it. You see, like, they'll put the arrow in. One second, not the arrow. Yeah, see right here. They're pointing. I don't see anything in that. What is this? What the second one definitely spider, but like, what happened with this one? Back in old 24 of 02 of 09, it looks like.
What happens after you quantum leap? Let's break it down. So here you are in the old reality playing the old character, and you stumble across my page and decide, it's time to upgrade my identity. So you focus on elevating your frequency, reprogramming your subconscious mind, and you start swinging bigger. Then what happens is you are no longer a match to your old 3D circumstances, your old friends, or your old reality. And here you go, flying off into the quantum, into your new self. You land that TEDx talk, you manifest that dream partner, you land the leading lady in your dream movie. You are flying high, loving your new reality. But what people don't talk about is what happens after that. According to neuroscience, we actually experience a de-excitation period because our human body is not designed to stay at this elevated frequency 24/7. That's why all professional athletes have off seasons. To operate at our highest potential, we actually physically need periods of rest and integration, especially for women. So if you're doing a big launch in your business, give yourself a little vacay afterwards. If you have been eating super fucking clean, give yourself a little cheat day. Sometimes we actually have to slow down to speed up our next quantum leap. Having a break after a big result isn't a bad thing. It's actually prepping you for your next level of expansion. So embrace that shit.
Guys, what does this mean? Do I need to slow down on the video so that way I can finally achieve the next quantum leap and then ensure that I get the same excitement as I did when we started doing videos daily. I just got to slow down, let it catch up. Oh boy, is this why they say moderation? Oh boy, that's not me. I'm addicted to everything. I'm addicted to everything. You give it to me, I'll find a way to get addicted. Sorry. Yeah, so de-excitement. Gotta start doing de-exciting things. But it's like, why? It's just like when I got that first A on my test, I kept searching for that A. I needed that high of getting that A. I chased that dragon of getting that A. And then they just kept getting the test, and the test kept getting harder, and then I started going down, and I'm like, oh man, this is even worth it. And now, I do this. Hi, how's it going? We're gonna keep it going.
You should buy a new phone each month. I know it's a bit of a headache, but I promise you, 10 years in jail is a bigger headache. Also, you should sleep with a phone next to your bed, brand new, that you're pretty happy for the police to take, because they're not gonna leave your house without a phone, trust me. And then your phone should be somewhere else, if you understand what I'm saying. They're pretty thorough, but you can be more thorough. You have all the time in the world, so think ahead.
Guys, this is a guy that supposedly the government is after him and he has done no wrongs, allegedly. So, regardless of allegations, he's speaking from experience. Hey, if they're coming after you, we may have to start doing the phone thing. Just got to buy a new phone every month. I mean, how much is that going to hit the finances? We're going to go broke with all these new phones. But then again, it's probably better we just don't get anyone coming after us and we just don't. But then they just make their narratives and they just find people and they're like, yep, now it's him. They just scapegoat them. They just blame it all on them. And they never had anything to do with the thing. And now I've seen the JFK files and the releases and I'm like, more like, was he framed? Was he? Oh boy, not every... We're going to keep it going.
I will never understand why someone would plant a fish somewhere and then pretend to find it for views.
Objection, Your Honor. My client is innocent. He did not plant that fish there. Allow me to explain. Meet the lungfish. As their name would suggest, this is the only fish in the world with lungs. They also have gills. They couldn't escape oxygen if they tried. Now, they live like a normal fish, in water, breathing with their gills. Until dry season comes around and all the water goes away. Then it's the lungs' time to shine. They burrow straight down into the mud and begin releasing a disgusting mucus-like substance. Ugh. And this substance will harden into a cocoon where they spend the entire dry season. That's what you saw in the opening clip. And by the way, if they wanted to, they could live in that cocoon for up to 4 years. 4 years with no water, feeding only on the muscles of its own tail. That's gangster. But anyways, they don't need that long, because when wet season comes back around, the water will disintegrate the cocoon. And then all the lungfish in the area will rise from the mud like it's the Walking Dead. It's so weird. Moral of the story, this is completely natural. Weird, but natural. And as always, follow for more facts.
Wait, I have many questions. So is this evolution? Was the species always like this? And like, what happens for us when we start going underground? Can we start being the lungfish over times? And instead of 4 years, we come out with some mucus type thing and we cocoon ourselves in the ground. And then we come out like 100 years later as the new species of our times. And then we find out that a reset happened and there's this whole different species that took over. And now we're the reptilians. Sorry. This was about fish. This was about fish. Right. Everything's natural. Everything's natural. Hey, you know what's not natural? You not doing the interactions. Because, hey, we only like the weirdos here because we're the goons and we appreciate the weird. Hey, it's okay to be unnatural. It's okay to be natural as well. I'm okay with anything. But can you do the things so we can find the other goons? What are the things? We need them interactions. Did you interact already? Are you a true goon? Are you going to interact? Are you going to interact because now I'm giving you the segment and this is the time that you're supposed to interact? No, you're just watching me on the TV and you don't know how? How long are you going to play this card, man? Come on now. Do the interactions. Help us out. Goons did the interactions before you and you found this video. Why can't you help us find the other goons? I see what you're doing. Keep eating, buddy. Keep eating. How's that pizza?
If you have ADHD, tell me, how do you hold your pen? I have seen people comment things like this and I've seen videos like this, but I never really looked too much into it. I was like, it's probably just those people or whatever. But I finally looked it up and it's true. And I do it. So here's how I hold my pen. It rests against my middle finger. So like when I'm writing, hello, how are you? However, this as a teacher, I should know this. I do know this. This is how you should hold your pen, with a tripod grasp. You should have both your pointer and your middle finger and your thumb on your pen. That's called a tripod grasp. That is the correct grasp. However, I've always written like this. Actually, I used to write like this when I was little, and my teachers constantly corrected it, that I ended up just moving the pen from the middle to right here, and this is how I write. So apparently this is called a hyper grip, and it can lead to messy handwriting and increased pressure. So speaking of handwriting, what does your handwriting look like? Because I know mine starts off as print and it switches back and forth between print and cursive, and I feel like a lot of you do that too. And then you end up with this like indent in your finger. So I need to know, if you have ADHD, please tell me how you hold your pen.
No, don't do this to me. Why did they correct me when I was little? Why? There's no way. This feels so natural. But then I did a writing thing. I tried the tripod grip, and that handwriting came out way better than my natural grip. Oh no, why did they correct me when I was young? It just feels so natural. It's supposed to rest. It's like how I do the chopsticks too. You just rest. Oh man. I tried. The first one was me doing the tripod up there. I like tried to write high tripod. And then the second one is my regular grip. I mean, come on now. Damn it. They got the ADHD part right. I mean, definitely holding the grip just like her. Is this a troll? Does everyone do this? Are you doing a tripod grip? What kind of grip you got?
Imagine you're trapped in this ice pit. Every time you try to climb out, you slip right back down. But this is when physics can save your life. Instead of clawing your way straight up, walk slowly in a circular path. Why? Well, effectively, you're reducing the angle of the path, and that means less force is needed to press down on the slippery ice, and way less chance of you slipping. Use friction to your advantage.
Oh my god, that was so neat. Hey, this could be useful. I had to do an entire ice rescue course and to do a 3-day thing in order to get my ice rescue certificate to say that I can rescue the people in the ice. But hey, I didn't need to do that course at all. I just need to run in circles on the ice. But what happens when you fall through the ice and the ice breaks because it was a very thin spot? Hey, you know what they say? You can literally put your hands on like an ice block and your hands will freeze over. Because at some point you're gonna not be able to swim as long as you think, especially when that water's cold, hypothermia sits in, something happens. But hey, there have been cases where people's arms have frozen onto like ice blocks and they've been able to rescue them and they were completely fine. No permanent damage is what they say. So hey, just in case you find yourself in that situation where you didn't listen and you went outside or you went into the woods and an icy patch happens, now you know the things. Just run in circles or put your hands out on an ice block and let them freeze over so that way you stay afloat.
Camouflaging myself to scare my girlfriend.
Legs.
This weirdly reminds me of like a Family Guy episode where Quagmire turns into a chair or wants someone to sit on. Interesting. I think you knew the camera was there. I feel like this was a skit. I feel like this was planned. I mean, come on, you don't see the camera right there just staring at you. You don't see a random new piece of furniture and you don't question it. You just go and sit on it. You're like, oh, new piece of furniture. That's just, nah, I ain't buying this.
It is very common to have multiple lifetimes with different genders. My belief is reincarnation is about learning and growing, and I feel that we would stunt our growth if we were only one gender and one gender only. So most people have been the other gender at least one time. Usually.
Guys, I don't know. I do not. I know I've had past lives, but all the past lives they told me I was the same gender. What if I'm just a new soul and I haven't had my chance to be... Oh my god, future Teddy could be a girl. Oh my god, it's Tedina. Future Tedina, how you doing? Have you made the things? Are you a past or present? Past life. Oh boy. Or are you a future life of Tedina? I'm sorry. This is not good. This is not good. I've never considered this, but now that I know, I'm ready to do the things. I'm ready to be the woman of... Wait a second. I can't even say the thing. Someone's going to take this in the wrong way and be like, oh, there he goes. Teddy's part of the...
Urban legends that were proven to be real, part 8.
The sewer alligators. Believe it or not, the idea of alligators roaming the sewers of New York was not entirely implausible. In the early 1900s, wealthy New Yorkers brought home baby Floridan alligators back to the Big Apple to keep as pets. When they decided their pets weren't quite as cute as they'd hoped, they reportedly flushed them down the toilet. In fact, in 1932, the New York Times reported a group of teenagers had witnessed a gator easing itself out of the Bronx River. Pennywise has competition. Follow for the next urban legend.
I 100% believe that this is actually, in fact, how the alligators or crocodiles got in there, because nothing else makes sense. And there's been article over article where they always keep saying the same thing. So it's still there. It's still there. They're still there. Or if they're there, are there also turtles there? I'm just trying to find out. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Splinter, is he there? I just want to know. It could be. It could be.
Deadliest computer viruses in the world, part 7. So I came across this countdown of the worst viruses ever, and I just had to go through it to see how bad they get. Good, I know why you're here. We're going straight to number 1. Let's try it out. This is the Wanna Decryptor, aka the WannaCry ransomware Trojan, and you could probably guess what it's going to make you want to do. This virus first made headlines when it infected the NHS, Britain's public national health services, in May 2017. And it's one of those viruses that when it hits, it spreads like wildfire, ripping through over 200,000 computers worldwide and an estimated $4 billion in damage. You know the drill. Someone gets an email with a link, they click on it, download a sketchy .rar file, and eventually you get something like this on your computer. Well, I did just that and have it right here. So let's see what this thing does. WannaCry, here it goes. Right away, we see a whole bunch of files opening up on the desktop, and we enter stage 1, unload. It just produced a whole bunch of working files, including its signature.wnry file types, as well as the task data folder, which is what it uses to do its dirty work. Now we see our desktop background change, letting us know that it just completed stage 2, encryption. It scanned all of my drives for all these file types you see here and locks them behind an encrypted wall, tagging them with its .wnry extension, meaning all my files still exist, but I just can't access them anymore. It also just deleted all of my recovery and backup files, so I can't even restore a system point if I wanted to. Smart. Let's see what it says back here. Oops, your important files are encrypted. If you see this text but don't see the Wanna Decryptor window, then your antivirus removed the decrypt software, blah blah blah. Please find an application file named @wannadecryptor.exe, run, and follow the instructions. Alright, well first we better run a virus scan on our computer. Safety first, right? Okay, so I see the @wannadecryptor.exe file right here. I'll open it up, but first I wanted to mention that this virus just low-key ran stage 3 behind the scenes. Spread. It scans for any other computers connected to my network, enters them using port 445, a known vulnerability in Windows at the time, and automatically infects those machines as well. This is exactly how this worm was so devastating for corporations with hundreds of PCs. Luckily, this one isn't connected to any network, so it didn't actually get to do that on this computer. Now, let's see what opening this exe file does. We get this window right here, which basically tells you all your files have been encrypted, and the only way to save them is by using their decryption service. And we have officially entered the 4th and final stage, ransom. Pause if you want to read the whole pop-up, but the only way to use our decryption service is to pay them $300 to $600 worth of Bitcoin to this address. They do give you an option to decrypt some of your files for free, I guess to sort of give you hope they're not lying and they actually can recover your files. But here's the plot twist. You only have 3 days to submit the payment. After that, the price doubles. This is some real evil villain shit right here. And if you don't submit payment for a week, your files get locked forever. And here we have countdowns for both those events to make matters even more tense. Man, why do these viruses always have the ugliest UIs? You'd think these hacker geniuses can develop something nicer looking than this. What's crazy is that when this virus first spread, around 300 people actually ended up sending the Bitcoin ransom to the address. A total of 51 Bitcoin was sent, which was about this much back in 2017 and is about that much at the time of this recording. And all their files remained encrypted. Yeah, it was all just a giant scam within a scam, so don't fall for it.
This is exactly 100% what WannaCry did, and like that, many new ransomwares have came out, and some of the new ransomwares, if you do pay, they do decrypt, but when it first started, many fell for it. They thought if they paid the amount that, hey, their files would unlock, and they would hit decrypt, they would see the files. Sorry, Teddy, how do you know so much about this? How am I just blood? Hey, I'm Indian, I'm in IT, trust me. Trust me, I do a lot of IT. I won 2 hackathons, AWS hackathons. I got this background. And now I don't keep up with the viruses. I can't. There's so much going on. I'm like, at this point, go get an Apple. There's less viruses. I'm sorry. I have Microsoft. Yeah, it's fine. I need things to break down so that way I feel like I'm fixing them. It's how it is. It's the Microsoft way. It's the Microsoft way. And then they add a licensing model, and now you're stuck paying forever for Microsoft Office because you can't just buy the one-time thing and you have it forever. No, you got to pay the yearly, otherwise they go bye-bye. Yeah, oh man, they changing all the things. Yeah, WannaCry, you started it. What was it? There were a few other ones too. Heartbleed. Heartbleed was more vulnerability. Yeah, port 445, and it's like no one even thinks about these ports being opened. Everyone's just always like 443. I need to SFTP. I need to FTP. I need to do that file transfer protocol. Sorry. This turned into something I know a lot about.
Maybe we should pay attention when our children say somebody's watching them. In the summer of 2021, a quiet family outing in the California wilderness soon turned into a chilling experience for the Gorba family. 3-year-old Caden sat in the back of his parents' four-wheeler when suddenly he pointed to an empty meadow. "There's a woman over there," he said.
"She needs our help, but she's dead. And she's laying face down with her legs up. And she can't talk to me, but she's over there. We need to go help her."
Victoria and her husband exchanged uneasy glances. There was no one in sight, but Caden was certain. He kept looking at the meadow, repeating that the woman was there. That night, still unsettled, Victoria posted about the encounter on Facebook. She wasn't expecting much, but then the sheriff's department contacted her. Caden's description matched someone exactly, a woman who had disappeared a year earlier. Sandra Hughes was an experienced outdoors woman who set off on a solo camping trip in June 2020. She never returned. Authorities launched a massive search. No sign of Sandra. 1 year later, Caden described her with chilling accuracy within a 5-mile radius of Sandra's last known location. Skeptical, Victoria pulled up a photo of Sandra. Without hesitation, Caden pointed at it. "That's her," he said. "That's the woman I saw." Could she have still been alive? Or had Caden glimpsed something far more chilling? For the full story, come say hello on YouTube.
Oh my god, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. This is a wild story. I feel like this person 100% saw Sandra, and I normally don't do true crime, and I don't know if this is a true crime thing, but I felt like this child definitely seen the things. He's seen that multiverse. He's seen what happened in that timeline, and he was able to put that gap together. And sometimes it's up to the family on whether they believe the child or not, and we're not the things. This is the thing about true crime. Unless the culprits are found, you can only assume everything's just alleged. Oh man, but this gave me goosebumps like anything. Oh my god.
This man survived the impossible. In 2022, James Michael Grimes won a free drink in an air guitar competition while on a cruise. But that was his last memory before waking up in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, with no ship in sight whatsoever. He had fallen overboard and was forced to tread water for 18 grueling hours. His legs and arms were stung by 2 swarms of jellyfish, and exhaustion set in as the sun began to sink. But the scariest moment came when he spotted a dark fin slicing through the water about 15 feet away. "I put my head underwater and opened my eyes to look at it," Grimes said. "I'm not sure if it was a shark, but it bumped my leg. I kicked it as hard as I could and it disappeared." Against all odds, Grimes was eventually spotted and rescued. When asked how he survived, he said he just kept swimming. "I wasn't going to give up."
Sometimes that's all you need to do. Just like they told me in Finding Nemo, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
So Albert Einstein, we know this very smart dude.
Yeah, to some.
It made me think of that letter that Albert Einstein wrote to his daughter. He wrote, "When I proposed the theory of relativity, very few understood me, and what I will reveal will also collide with the misunderstanding and prejudice in the world. There is an extremely powerful force that so far science has not found a formal explanation to. It is a force that includes and governs all others and is even behind any phenomenon operating in the universe and has not yet been identified by us. This universal force is love. When scientists looked into a unified theory of the universe, they forgot the most powerful unseen force. Love is light that enlightens those who give and receive it. Love is gravity because it makes some people feel attracted to others and allows humanity to not be extinguished in their blind selfishness. Love unfolds and reveals. For love, we live and die. Love is God. God is love."
Did he really do this letter? I've never heard him describe. Usually they always like, hey, the best emotion is authenticity. Authenticity is the thing. I've never heard anyone say love. I've always felt like it was love. They always told us it was love, or like something related to like that emotional heart or brain feelings. Interesting. Interesting feelings indeed. Oh boy. I mean, where do we go from here? Like, what did the daughter end up doing with this now that she knows? Was she like, hey, that's all we need to do? Instead of having the ether machines, we just need the love machines? Oh my god, what if the pyramids were actually just love powered? That's all you need to do. You need to go into the chamber and just have the love. Very, very interesting. We're gonna do 2 more.
Fun fact. Breathing in fluid is completely possible. In the movie The Abyss, we see a rat placed in liquid and begin breathing. This was 100% real. The rat was real, the fluid was real, and the rat really did breathe underwater. But it wasn't water. It was a substance called oxygenated perfluorocarbons. The easiest way to think about it is a liquid that carries tiny oxygen bubbles, and when the liquid hits your lungs extract the oxygen and fuel the body. The main problem is it's super uncomfortable because breathing feels like drowning. Human trials with oxygenated perfluorocarbons have had mixed success, but the main benefit to breathing fluid underwater is that it would allow divers to go up and down in the ocean without constraint. Since our lungs are full of air, after you dive deep enough into the ocean, you can't come back straight to the top or you could die. So divers have to stop at checkpoints to let their body readjust to the pressure. This is why saturation divers working on oil rigs live in pods in the ocean for weeks at a time. But if their lungs were full of fluid, they could rise and dive as they pleased.
Yeah, but like, I don't want to make it feel like I'm drowning every time I'm breathing in the liquid. I mean, it's great. It's great. I can get the, oh my god, is that what we need to do to eventually turn into the aliens in the water? We just need that liquid oxygen? Interesting. But you said it was like not good. Some of the trials they didn't make it. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is something we need, or we just live with the saturation divers and let them just balance it out before they come back up. I mean, it's more simpler. What? You want to feel like you're drowning every time you go? Come on now. Let's be practical here. We're going to do one more.
Burger King's Moldy Whopper campaign. Burger King let a Whopper sit out for 30 days and filmed it with a time lapse to show it getting moldy to demonstrate that they don't use artificial preservatives unlike their competitors. This campaign ended up getting 8.4 billion impressions and boosted sales. That is crazy.
Wait. So, like, what does it mean with the other sandwiches where even after 34 days, they look exactly like the first day you bought them? McDonald's. Oh, sorry. I used to work at a McDonald's. I trust me. Yeah, it really is. It's not just the burgers, even the nuggets. You can just leave them and it's like they don't decay. It makes no sense. So, but like, does that also mean like if I eat it, I don't decay, and then that's the superfood that I? No. McDonald's superfood, Teddy. We can't use both of those. I mean, they could one day turn into the healthy. No. Oh boy, they could be the Chipotle after that. Teddy, you think Chipotle? Oh my God, Chipotle is healthy. They just give you big portions, so you need portion control, right? It's healthy. It's fresh. Subway was fresh. Look at that. Oh boy. I'm having an inner dialogue with the crazy Teddy, and it's not good. We're spiraling real hard. Hey, guess what? You made it to the end. Hey, are you going to have the Burger King or are you going to have the McDonald's? Oh, no, you going Wendy's? I was just wondering. No, Teddy, I'm going Jack in the Box. No, Teddy, I'm going Chick-fil-A. Damn it, Teddy, stop. You're making me hungry. Hey, there should be videos on the screen right now. Click on either one of them to continue the Goon Fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Wake up.